start this. So it's recording. It's actually, I'm doing this more for practice than because it's needed. Since I'm so close to the recorder here, the sound quality is good enough, and it's so much easier to take this video from my phone and post it. It's nothing. Whereas if I have to do any sort of editing, combining video and audio, which if I'm moving far away from this, I definitely need the audio from my recorder here. So I have to put them together in iMovie. It's not a big deal, but it's a bunch more steps because the format of the videos on here are 3GP and they have to be converted. Yeah, I had to actually buy a program for that, and I'm such a cheapskate. I very rarely buy programs, and it was $40. I actually looked. I kept looking for ones, and there were ones that could do like one thing at a time, and it's just for free. And it was so I splurged. And there's some more things. Voice recognition software. That's something I want to get very soon because the mechanism for indexing these parrotings, the recordings, is, well, it's on here, and if there's voice recognition, you can set up a program to go through all the file names that are short. Okay, and that's what happens. Okay, parroting, you talk, you live. The idea that what makes parroting, and I think I'm going to move this down a little because all these things that I'm learning, and I'm thinking, well, with a little bit of help, from somebody who maybe I could. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? Let's see, could we move it maybe? No, wait a minute. I know what's the matter. I know what the matter is. I'm trying to do various things at the same time, which is, frequently what causes difficulties. Too much at once, and it's the executive control function, the area in the prefrontal lobe cortex here, that is where, the conductor, the mind's orchestra, the one that says, getting overloaded here, we're getting overloaded. Yeah, it's still not right. It's too high. Partly because why? What's my purpose here? Well, it's kind of, talking about what the kinds of things we learn as parroters about ourselves, about our own process, about what we might be able to do differently, especially regarding those old habits that, die hard. Actually, the thing is, neurologically speaking, the habits do never die. I mean, habits, or all thoughts, all memories, are some kind of traces, traces of electrochemical activity, which is what's going on to make everything that we think and feel and decide, even things we have no consciousness of, even feeling, we have completely out of awareness, like our digestive system, all the decisions that are made to how to deal with this load of crap that just got shoveled down into the stomach. How are we going to deal with this? Extract what the body needs, get rid of the crap as quickly as possible. Did you know that the digestive system has as many neurons in it as inside the cranium? Really? A lot of intelligent decision making is happening. I mean, decision making, I guess, by nature is I guess that's what intelligence is all about at the base. If you can make decisions, then you've got intelligence. If you can't, you're a rock. You don't. I think it's that simple. And at the risk, and so I don't actually want to risk. I'm at risk. That's the important thing. I'm recognizing that I'm at risk of getting involved in definitions, That's not what I'm here for, is to tell you that what's a definition for intelligence? Oh, it's decision-making ability. That might be true, but that's not the reason I'm talking to you. And I think you've known me long enough to know that I fall into traps very frequently along those lines. And so the acro tool, the acronym that is used as a cognitive tool, something that is inside my head, and just like any good tool, if it's put away in some bizarre location, when you need it, you're not going to use it, or you're going to just it's going to bring you off track to find it, or whatever. Or you have a bad tool that doesn't work right. It seems like it'll work, and then you start to use it, and you're worse off. So we want to have tools that are maintained, updated, because a tool that came into our minds long ago, and we have many of them that have developed unconsciously. That's our attitudes, our basic approaches to things. Oh, when the tough get going, I get the hell out of there. Well, that's something I learned a long time ago from my dear old dad. And I'm not speaking autobiographical there. I'm not sure what is the truth about that particular one, and I'm not planning on telling people in general, because you're my oldest friend, practically. Perhaps while walking in the woods, perhaps after sitting at a log somewhere and spending a few minutes engaging in a particular activity and then moving on, that sort of thing, which is, nobody's business but our own. That's why it's couched that way. Although, to be honest, hey, you're Samwise. Who the hell are you? And if I implicate you in my etymological interest groups, what's the word? The other word? You put people into groups that are affinity groups. Yes. The affinity group, the affinity group of the people who like to pinch things and put the pinch thing there in their mouth and go, Anybody who is watching this and gotten to this point clearly is not going to judge us, or if they let them. I've got my face out here. Your face, most parroters, it's actually best not. I'm the public face. And I'm noticing that time is starting to come to an end of the first part. The first section of the 1098 7654321 series that is a parroting technique. And it can be done either video or audio. And all it is that I set my timer for 10 minutes. I have set it, and then I go, and that I do at the top of the screen. I'm looking at the screen there of the phone. The phone, by the way, is attached to my tripod GPS contraption. This was a GPS thing that with a suction cup to go onto the windshield, and then it's got this nice gimbal kind of thing so you can get it just right. And so I figured out a way to take that thing and attach it to my tripod. And then to attach the phone to the thing actually has these little feet at the bottom, and it has sides. It's really great, except that's not enough to attach the phone. So I just put it on the little feet at the bottom, and then I've got 2 rubber bands, and it's done. It's really so easy, and that's one of the things about parroting. Anybody can, just about anybody. And that's why the idea of it being not just a personal tool, but a tool of communication, a 21st century form of deep communication. In addition to the 21st century idea of self-therapy. It's going to cut off, so I'm just going to